Hello everyone, Shawn Kenney here playing some more Freelancer, and we've been sort of cut loose from the last story mission, so it's time to get a few jobs. I'm just going to grab the one that pays the most, and we'll head out. Probably just a kill mission, it looks like. Yeah, they're kind of talking over each other. But now you can hear, I think at this point, yeah, in the background there, he's scanning the hold. What they'll do is some of the police will, if they're around in certain sectors, they will basically scan anyone's cargo that comes nearby. So if you're hauling something that's perhaps illegal, you want to avoid that, if at all possible. Oftentimes just simply by avoiding that section of space, maybe dropping out of a trade lane early, cutting across at a diagonal, staying far enough away from the ships so they don't come in, the police ships, so they don't come and try and inspect you, or just by traveling quickly through their sector and hoping that they're busy with other ships before they get to you. If they do detect you with, counterband, then you do take a reputation hit. People start attacking you, the police will start coming after you, trade lanes may start shooting at you, and it may be difficult to start landing on certain planets. You can then, you can always fix your reputation by checking the reputation, seeing who's enemies of the people that you want to be friends with, going find those enemies, killing them, and you can get sort of fix your faction that way. Or you can, find a tavern that you can get into, and maybe if you're lucky you might find a guy who will fix your reputation with that particular group, usually for a fairly hefty price. Generally it's not worth it. It's usually takes a little bit more time, but if you go and find out the enemies of whoever you want to be friends with and go kill them, it's usually a little bit more lucrative. Plus you're actually generally making a bit of money stealing their loot and cargo. Now, today is the 18th of November, and that is starting the start of the end for lifetime insurance. We're at the beginning of the one-year anniversary sale at rsi.com of Star Citizen. There are going to be different ships available for sale, limited edition ships that will be including lifetime insurance. This is going to be culminating to the November 26th date, when lifetime insurance will basically be coming to a close. No one will be able to get any more lifetime insurance for any of their ships. Now, there's definitely been a lot of controversy, and I've certainly heard from some people, they've even commented in their forums that in a lot of ways the lifetime insurance has kind of turned into maybe a bit of a red herring, a bit of a debacle. People sort of, there's been a real gray market. Oh, this guy's going to try and run. Now here's where a cruise engine disruptor would be perfect. If I fired that off, that would knock him out of his cruise engine, and might have been able to catch him. But I'm just going to have to chase him down and kill him and his buddies at the next waypoint. But as I was saying, as far as the lifetime insurance goes, they've basically been stating that insurance is going to be a very low-cost item. It's going to be one of those things you're buying maybe every 3 months, every 6 months, or a year for your ships, and it's supposed to be, a fairly low. It's not supposed to be breaking the bank. It's not. That, and keep in mind, it's only going to be covering your base equipment. You're still, even if you have lifetime insurance, you're still probably going to be getting equipment insurance, and that would be basically insuring any bonus equipment or modules that you're putting on your ship that's not going to be covered by your hull insurance, as well as cargo insurance. So if you're a cargo hauler, that may end up being sort of the more pressing thing that you have to worry about is regularly keeping up on cargo, where it's going to be valid, what sectors it's going to be valid. And, in a lot of ways, you're probably going to be buying and upgrading your ship. I don't know, we haven't really got any indication of sort of how long, but they've always said that, something like a Constellation, they don't intend it to be a long time to get. I've heard sort of 30 to 60 hour kind of range. Maybe that's playtime. I suppose, a couple weeks maybe, working your way up towards a constellation. That, would seem fair to me. If it's 6 months of constant playing and grinding, that might be a little bit much. Whereas, 3 hours would obviously be much too small. You would, you kind of want to be able to get that right balance of, I'm going to get a ship, it's going to be a major investment, I'm going to be using that ship, exclusively for, probably the next several weeks or maybe even a month or so as I upgrade it, to learn its ins and outs, what it's really good at, what it's really bad at, before moving on to, say, the next ship. You're not going to be wanting to flip through ships every play session. Now, obviously, some people have donated so much money so far. They have virtual fleets of ships, but you're only going to be flying one at any given point of time. I don't know if they've said anything about having friends fly your ships or not, but when they talk about the lifetime insurance is coming to a close, I'm not even all that worried. I think that they're going to be keeping the costs fairly low as far as insurance goes. I'm thinking along the lines of repair bills in World of Warcraft, right? You do a mission, as long as you're not wiping yourself 5-6 times in an hour, you're probably not going to be having that issue. Now, let's go into this Trent station, basically unlock some of these some of these other trade routes. Now, this is actually one of these stations that I kind of like for early on. If you want to play Freelancer and just hop right into a multiplayer map where you're not doing the story mode, this station is really good because you can pick up food here, take it to Planet Pittsburgh, where you can then buy boron and then sell boron back at this shipyard, which has sort of the best price. It's not huge margins, but if you get yourself a Rhino early on, you have a fair amount of cargo space. I forget exactly, I'm 50 or 80 tons. So you do a few trips like that, you made yourself a bit of money looking for you're going to be ready for an upgrade and maybe go find some riskier trade routes or weapons from here to Battleship the Missouri, I believe it was. There's a fairly good turnaround as far as early trade routes go. I'm just going to grab a assassination mission since mostly geared up as a fighter. Some bounty hunters there.
Your target can be found at the mission waypoint. Refer to the nav map for specific instructions.
So the mission only calls for me to go and kill the main target. I don't have to kill all his buddies. Generally, they'll get you to you're pretty much going to have to attack some of their buddies. Sometimes they have different setups as far as whether the guy's there right away or whether you have to kill some of his buddies before he'll show up. I'm going to take a little bit of a shortcut here, taking advantage of the trade lanes, and just manually we'll go through a few of the trade lanes until we're nice and close to our mission waypoint. We'll get there a little bit faster than we would if we were just flying on our cruise engines alone. So yeah, with the lifetime sale, the new ship sales, one thing to keep in mind with these new ships is while they do include lifetime insurance, they are not including Alpha, Beta, or Squadron 42. It's the ships only. So if you have like a ship package right now and you're thinking of melting it down and getting one of these lifetime insured ships, if the package that you're melting down includes your Alpha Beta access along with Squadron 42 and all that, you're going to be losing that in the melting down process to get a ship that doesn't include those aspects. So you'll still end up needing to get a package, maybe like the Digital Scout or whatnot. Otherwise, you're going to be having to pay for you're buying the lifetime insurance ship, you're just getting the ship and the lifetime insurance, and then it's going to be closed down, and I'm sure then we're going to be starting to hear about new ships, other possibilities. The one thing that I would have really liked to be able to afford to pledge for would be the Starfarer, which is going to be coming up at the end of the sale. It's in my opinion, it's looking like the closest to a Firefly-type ship, large transports, not really decked out for guns, although, I guess it does have some turrets, but its main role seems to be for cargo hauling and for fuel refinery mining. Apparently it can refuel other ships. I'm guessing if you're in a fuel asteroid field with a lot of fuel components, you'd be able to mine it, refine it, and sell fuel to other ships. I don't quite know how exactly it's all going to work like that, but the Starfarer, I want big ships. That's personally me. I like the fighters as well, but for me, building up to having like a large ship that's kind of almost like a home, a floating home that you can go out to the far rim. Oh, there we go. We killed our target.
I'm back from assignment and have a job for you. Meet me on Manhattan. I'll fill you in on the details when you get here.
Alright, sure thing, Junie. Now, I could still attack that pirate if I wanted to, but we got our target, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to leave him. He says, yeah, I killed your boss. What are you going to do about it? And he's pretty much going to say nothing. So, yeah, let's head on back to Manhattan and meet with Junie. And, so when, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get a Starfarer right away. I'm just going to have to get one in-game. But they're also going to be offering some Idris frigates, I guess? Frigates or corvettes? I think they're large gunships. Apparently they're going to be offered in lots of 4 over various points during the sale. And with their current... from what I can tell here, it looks like they're about 75% of the way through their current stretch goal of 28 million, so they're 75% of the way through there. That would unlock a new starter ship. So there's going to be that's what they're looking at is so that would be an alternative ship, an alternative to the Aurora. Not necessarily replacing. It's just going to be another ship that you can get as a starter ship. Now, the other thing then... Oh, we have Lonigan back. Killed a man, huh?
Why are you still here?
Don't go killing me.
Don't you see what's going on? Freeport 7? Zone 21?
Yeah, the Order.
No! It's not just them. It's Liberty. The artifacts. They're after something.
Look, let's just talk about this.
No more talking. I know what I'm doing
What could
now.
they be after?
I wanted to warn you. I felt I owed it to you.
By
Don't
putting a
try
gun
and
to my
follow
head?
me, Trent. Get out of Liberty while you still can.
Alright, Mr. Crazy Guy. I guess I'm not getting my million credits from him. Darn.
Nice to see you again. How are things?
Interesting. I'm looking for Junko Zane. Have you seen her lately?
Yeah. She asked me to tell you to meet her on the terraforming station on California Minor.
Anything else?
No, that was all. Drink, Mr. Trent?
California
thanks.
Minor, huh? Alright. I guess we're going to be leaving the Manhattan system, which is a relatively safe early starter system, of course. I guess we might as well repair while we're at it. And since we're going to be heading to sort of a border world, I figure better pick up some cargo, and maybe we can make a little bit of money in our transit here. So let's have a look. We had some food. Might as well just sell that. Optical chips, whatever. So I'm not quite sure what might be the best thing to bring. But I'm thinking pharmaceuticals is a safe bet. They probably need those on border worlds. 30 tons of that. Sure, why not? There we go. Yeah, alright, so we'll go with some pharmaceuticals. Maybe we can make a little bit extra money along the way. And, yeah, so with Star Citizen sort of trucking right along, their next stretch goal, like I said, they're about 75% of the way through the 28 million. If they hit 29 million, that is going to open up enhanced mission design for Squadron 42. And what they're looking to do there is basically just add as much more as they can. Much more? Yes, they want to add more. What they're talking about is, say, have an epic opening battle sequence rather than a first training flight for your first mission. That kind of thing. Now, looks like I had a couple weapons here. I'm just going to equip those star beams, or that star beam and the derails. And we'll put the Justice Mark 1s in the last spots there. So a slight weapon upgrade. We can sell the rest of these. Get rid of these Javelin missiles. Don't need these. Don't need those missiles. Alright. And some extra thrusters. We don't need those either. Alright. I don't think we have any upgrades that we can get here. And maybe just some shield batteries. Yeah, so with enhanced Squadron 42 mission design, I think what they're talking about is they want to implement a lot more of the features that maybe we're going to see in the persistent universe eventually, like, integrating that capital ship system. So maybe part of a mission you might be on the capital ship, you might have to do some things using the enhanced commands that have been unlocked before going to your fighter and fighting off in a mission, fighting in a mission.
Meet me on California Minor as soon as you can.
You got
I'll think about it.
I need
sure
you on
thing,
this one,
Junie.
Trent. I'll be waiting for you.
We're going to be evasive. Only it's the only mission we have to do, and we won't be able to do other missions until we do this mission. So it's we talk a big game, but Trent's really heading to do the mission. So we're going to have to be going to the California sector. As you can see, we've got a few of these sectors unlocked already. Really, there's a whole lot more to this universe. We've only just begun to scratch the surface of basically the beginner area here. Let's head to the California jump gate. Now, the other game that I've been hearing a lot, just came out recently, is X Rebirth. Once again, in the Star Fighter exploration, business, trade kind of massive game. I've been hearing a lot of great things about it. Now, I'm kind of leery on the fact that it seems like you're only ever going to be flying and controlling one ship. You'll be able to buy lots of other ships, star bases included, hire people to run them, and you're going to be able to sort of manage a space empire, I guess. That's what it's looking like. But you're still just going to be flying around in your one main ship. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, they've been really enjoying it. It's they've been really enjoying it and having fun. It's certainly one that I'm keeping an eye on. I'm not getting it quite yet. There are a few bugs, but that's to be expected for a new one. Now, I was trying to hijack the trade lane. Sometimes you join up transports like that, you'll be pulled through the jump gate along with them. It didn't happen for me this time, but it just sort of put me back into the autopilot queue and sent me through the jump gate anyways. But that's one of the an easy way to sometimes skip the queue if there's a long line of ships waiting to use the trade lane. Oh, who's this guy?
Something's going on. I'm being followed.
Did we now? I don't remember you, but I don't remember anything from this rescue ship since you didn't show me. Los Angeles, huh? Other people disappeared? Well, Lonigan's going all crazy. You're going all crazy. I don't see anyone after me yet, but... well... Ooh. The Fuzz is after him. Oh. Alright. Slight overkill? I guess he's not being taken in for questioning. Okay. Sounds like normal cops to you? Yeah. Alright, well, I guess we're not meeting anybody on Los Angeles. We're just going to go continue on, meet up with Junie. And we're in, this is a slightly rougher neighborhood, I guess you could say, of the sector. I think this next zone, as you can see, sometimes they try and tempt you. They have pirates and traders moving horizontal, basically perpendicular to these trade lanes. So usually that's a clue that maybe there's something out there, maybe a base, maybe a jump gate. Hard to say. Oh, this little area is almost a perpetual war zone. So I'm not going to bother sticking around. We're just going to get out of there. A whole lot of piracy in this sector. Every once in a while, sometimes they might hijack trade lanes. If that happens, it'll basically kick you out. Oh, look at that. Just like this. Imagine that. Yeah, so these guys are pirates. Now, they will do it to you from time to time in certain dangerous sectors, but if you decide to go the pirating route, you can do it if you park yourself next to one of these trade lane gates, and you attack it. It will go hostile. It'll try and shoot you. When you shoot it until the health bar disappears, it won't actually destroy the gate, but that basically means when you attack it till the health bar disappears, it basically disables the gate for several minutes, and if there's any ships that are traveling through the gate, they'll be kicked out just like I was, and that would be your opportunity to say, maybe take them out and hijack their cargo. That guy's going to try to escape, but in this particular case, I'm going to hijack their cargo. Now, this one was the one that they made offline. The lights are basically turned off, so you don't see the green or red lights showing the entry and exit way. That kind of gives you the visual indication that it's been disabled. Whereas we pass by these ones, you should, if you're looking maybe really closely, you might be able to see a glance of the color. All right, Junie, we're almost on our way. Had a little bit of a delay in our transit. It's no problem.
Junie out.
Alright, sounds fair. See you then, Junie. Commander Junie Shepard, FemShep. I kind of really hope Star Citizen gets Jennifer Hale back, baby. Maybe they can have a commander of some sort in the UAE. Certainly would fit the role for that. I'm trying to think of other roles that she may have played that might have been similar. Huh. I don't know, it's just not coming to me. But here we are, landing. Looks like a snowy planet. Definitely not as sunny as real California. Maybe it's just the mountainous regions what they're talking about. Okay, we have a damage countermeasure. Probably loot that we picked up. Here's the moment of truth. Did we make some money on our pharmaceuticals? Yes, a little bit. Not a huge lot, but 24 credits per unit. Not too bad. Alright, so I think we'll cut it here, and we'll have the next mission's a fairly large mission, so I'll try and keep that contained in a single episode next time. We'll see what Junie's uncovered from Ashcroft and what her continuous digging has where it's going to lead us. I think I'm going to, in the meantime, though, I think we're going to upgrade our thrusters, maybe even those shields eventually. Maybe. I'm going to go with the heavy thrusters, though. They're usually, the thrusters are a good linear investment, so always go with them if you can. Anyways, I'm Shawn Kenney, playing Freelancer. Thanks for watching. So long for now.